Hello, 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 everyone. This is LCID932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here to cover Love is Blind Denver. Okay, we are happy it's over. Okay, the weddings are done. Okay, we started off with what, five couples, three weddings, two weddings, actually no marriages, absolutely none. Now some say we should throw away the entire show. I don't think so. I like the drama. I like the mess. I like it. I like all of it. So hey Alicia, glad to see you. Hey, High Vibe. And y'all, we have Sam and Trey with us today. Okay, we are going to do our endeavor best to give you all some insight. But I warn you now, I'm fired up. Okay. Elsa is fired up. I have a bone to pick with Edmund's teacher. It's all lovely until I had to dry my tears. My tears went right back in my eyes after she made one comment. It may not have been intentional, but it certainly had me side eyeing teacher. Okay. Yes, she did something lots wonderful for Edmund. But yeah, she made that comment and I was like, mm-mm. 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 Hey, Trap. I'm not even going to try and do the whole thing, but welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, to go to Africa. Now, Trey, give me your overall thoughts. We only had a couple of weddings to go to. What were your thoughts on the fact that we got dressed up just for two weddings?
Not surprised. We kind of some of this is kind of laid out. We kind of guessed it, so some of it was understandably. Some of it I wish it would have ended a different way, but we're here now. It's
Sam,
all
your
over.
thoughts? Your thoughts on just two weddings?
Yeah, I have to agree with Trey. I don't think it wasn't a surprise to me at all. I think that the way that, like you said, that the way that train was traveling down the tracks, it was just wasn't looking. I mean, the only shocker to me as we get into it, I thought Meg and what Jordan would make it to at least to the aisle, and maybe even Mary. I didn't think it would survive, but the fact that it didn't even happen. I The only other thing I can say is I regret that I can't buy you and Trey that round of drinks I said I would, because I did believe that there would be no Allie and there would be no. I think I said if that happened, drinks were all me. But yeah, not a shock. Unfortunate, but not a shock.
I won't hold you to it because Sam, I know where you're coming from. Your heart is in love, okay? You will always think it is love. Love is going to reign supreme. And I come from a different demographic of, yeah, we gonna be sipping with Anton and we know it ain't happening. Hey, Adwa, glad to see you. And Lady Lyrics, have you seen the podcast that Edmund is? I think the podcast is called Jump Street. I have not seen Edmund's interviews. I'm very eager to see because we did not see much of him interviewing before. Okay, before. But Lady Sam, okay, Lady Sam, I'm gonna let you have first pick. Who are we going to talk about?
Oh, we got to do KB and Edmund. I mean, unless we want to save the best for last, I say we just jump right on in.
We could jump right on in, but hold on, y'all. I have clips from Instagram. And those are, of course, free and open for people to use and see. So we gonna have a touching moment because while Edmund's teacher is all things wonderful, I told y'all I have a bone to pick with her. So let me play this clip.
Wow. Having my fifth grade teacher here is just so special. I was just in the world of just like not having a guardian, and she was like my guardian angel, really.
Okay, his fifth grade teacher was his. I'm sorry, Sam. I don't know why I did that to you.
Oh, that's okay.
I gotta find the one that works. But his fifth grade teacher, there we go. His fifth grade teacher was his guardian angel. Okay, she was his guardian angel. Thank you, Cross Country Cruise her and K Sharp. Yes, telling people for hitting that like button, please. So she was his guardian angel. Now, my belief is since that guardian angel was there, mama didn't show up. Okay? Because that 5th grade teacher know what the mama put Edmund through.
Mhm.
If we're gonna really talk about it. That 5th grade teacher, if that's his guardian angel, y'all, and she has watched him be removed and put into different foster care and here and there, she know exactly what mama is all about before the mama we saw today. So also, Teach, you
Period.
don't look like you in your 50s. I got to say that. Teacher don't look like she in her 50s. I saw her and I said that had to be her daughter. That couldn't be the 5th grade teacher. So she had to have started at like 25 being his 5th grade teacher because ain't no way. Ain't no way. But I will let y'all speak and then I'll have my bone to pick. But Sam, what did you think about that happy moment with Edmund and his teacher, the reunion?
I thought it was beautiful. And here's why. I feel like, and I if I'm wrong about it, somebody correct me. I thought the teacher was Jessie. I don't know if it's Jessie or Jessica. I'm going to call it Jessie unless somebody corrects me.
I know her name is Miss Welch.
Welch? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and this is why I have no smoke for her. I think that Miss Welch thought she was coming to a wedding with her husband. Regular schmegular wedding. Now, meeting him made sense to me. Maybe that's something she would have done anyway, or maybe she would not have. It could have been because, you see, she wore 3 hats, unfortunately. She had to wear the hat of giving him the boost and the congratulations and you can do this prior to walking down the aisle. His mom doesn't show up. We see his dad, but I don't know when his dad arrived. So let's say for the sake of argument, his father did come, but his father showed up. Edmund is in that room alone. There's not a family member. There's not a sister. There's not a mother. There's not a father. There's not a friend. There's not a nobody. He's there by himself. He's being asked questions that he can barely speak to without breaking into tears because he thinks this is it. This is what I've been hoping and praying for, and it's here. But he has no one in that moment to share that with. Something I personally don't think I've ever seen in any Love is Blind. Maybe it has been in previous seasons where they were alone by themselves. And when I have seen it, it was intentional that they were alone. Maybe Clay might have been alone for a minute before his father came. But the point is, here he was alone. I wouldn't be surprised if production may have said, hey, Miss Welch, can you do us a solid? And at least go say hi to him because he's by himself. So first hat is she's got to greet him. Second hat is she's got to walk him down the aisle. Was that part of the plan? I don't think so. I think his mother wasn't there. His sister wasn't there. His father, if his father was there, didn't show up till he was later. Maybe didn't want to or couldn't do it.
He only has brothers, Sam.
Oh, he only has brothers. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Thank you. No brothers there to assist with the walk down. I wouldn't be surprised if production said, hey, can you walk him down? Third and final hat, she's got to console this Black king. She's got to console him after he has been embarrassed and disappointed and all of the above. So I know this is where we're going to part ways, Miss El said, and I respect your point of view. I wasn't mad at the sapphire comment. Sapphires are beautiful stones, and so are rubies. Shout out to anybody who might be a Cancer. We've held up the diamonds as the diamonds are the premium. So here was a woman who was speaking to a young man who was broken. She wasn't given talking points on what to say and what to do if this doesn't work out. She thought she was attending a wedding. And now she's seeing a man who is doubled over in pain, doubled over in grief. Production has probably said KB and her mom are in the back with KB's shoes kicked off, and he's in the field, roaming the field by himself. Can you please go and provide him some solace? And now she's got to come up with words to try to console the inconsolable. So I don't think that the diamond was a dig per se at KB. I think she's trying to console a young man who in many ways may feel like a son. She has fed him. She's looked after him. He's taught her things. She's, vice versa. I think she was doing the best she could under a set of circumstances that she probably didn't see coming. And I think, the tomatoes are coming, I know. So I'm a brace. I'm a brace for the tomatoes. Okay, you guys ready? I think if a woman wants to be seen as a diamond, she's got to act like the diamond she wants to be seen as. And I don't think KB displayed a lot of diamond behavior. I know.
That's what we're gonna part ways. Y'all, ding, 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 ding. Sam and I are gonna go at it, y'all. We're gonna go at it. Let's start here. Let's start here.
Wait a minute, lady.
Wait, Trey, wait, Trey.
We will protect Samantha at all costs today.
You could get it too, Trey. You could get it too, Trey.
I will stand in front. Samantha, go hide.
Go ahead. What I do know is that I'm taller than you, Trey, and I can still see her behind you.
We're the same height. Stop it. We the same height. Get over it.
Here's my thing. I don't have smoke for KB for taking him to the altar, for her saying what she got to say, her decision. The premise and the rules of the show are you say your decision at the altar when the officiant asks you to. I feel gypped, bamboozled, and led astray by all these people who think they can make a decision on a couch, and I don't get to see you walk down the aisle and make a decision there. That is what's in your contract. I need you to put on that dressing suit and march your tail up that aisle and give me a decision. I'm sorry, okay? Call me toxic. Call me whatever you got to say. But KB understood the assignment, just like I did not blame Clay when he took AD all the way up there and gave his decision. That is the show. But what I do have smoke for Teach was fine, and I was having a moment. My cold heart was melting until she brought out, she's a sapphire, not a diamond. You go, no, Teach. We are not going to devalue this woman. Not here. And I became Iyanla, not on my watch, because I'm sorry. Yes, sapphires are beautiful, but in the market of jewels, it is not at the level of a diamond. Now, I can appreciate Teach saying she may not be your diamond, okay? But we will keep on digging till we find your diamond, Edmund. But to devalue her and the optics of that, Teach may not have meant anything. She may not have realized. I just am hyper aware. Now, if y'all agree with me, I understand. If you don't, I understand. Okay, Trey, come with it, Trey. Come with it.
I had to take a breath first. Let's give a few context facts here, okay? Because I have a little theory that fits into all of this. Because it all made sense to me when this white lady showed up. Everything made sense to me. First off, let's talk about Edmund's father. That was his father, the light brown skinned man, heavyset, that was sitting on the front row. Yes, was it strange that he didn't show up and talk to his son beforehand? Honestly, yes, but let's keep it real. We don't know whether or not he actually did or not. He could have, and they decided not to show it for whatever reason. Number two, Edmund says something very interesting when the white savior, because that's what they were posting. I will admit that's what they definitely was positioning her as. It's just so happened she happened to be his for real in real life. Okay, but I'm gonna get back to that in a second. When white savior came in, he said, "Yeah, my dad's here, and he's never actually met KP. He's going to go talk to her now." We never saw that conversation. We never saw that conversation. But he was very adamant. Yeah, he never met her. He's going to actually go talk to her right now. He never saw that conversation. I found that part interesting because when KB finally came down the aisle and they were standing up there, yes, real Cooper Taconia, perfect. That's it. But she's not even lab created. She's not even lab created. But let me get back on subject.
Thank you.
When KB came down that aisle, I actually paid attention to what his dad's face looked like. He looked upset. Almost like he knew something before it happened. If y'all can go back and look at those scenes, he was kind of laid over like this, looking at her like this the whole time with disgust.
Mm-hmm.
I had a feeling he met her and he knew what was up. instantly, like we did the first moment. KB said she gonna say yes to Edmund in the pod. Who's like, what? Why? That don't make sense. This don't make sense at all. I guarantee you, he met that lady, that young lady. Went, nah, this ain't gonna be it. She about to let my son down. Now, granted, also we don't really know the relationship between Edmund's father and him. If you notice, he never talked about his dad really.
Right.
It was always about his mom. I guess he was in his mom's care, him and his brothers. He talked about his dad a little bit, but he never actually went into detail on it. So that was also one of my questions. Like, well, what's the relationship really like? Because he said something even interesting after, everything went down and he was standing up there. He was like, he actually said, you know what, you didn't worry about son. She ain't in anyway. She ain't all that. I said, what's up with the vitriol? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
A conversation was had, I'm telling you, and they decided not to air it for some odd reason. For some odd reason, somebody went down behind the scenes. It's like, oh no, we can't air this. That's one little theory. Now here's the big theory. Y'all, Miss Elsie, Samantha, we have actually met Edmund's real mother. Some of the things that Edmund revealed about her and their shared past together was so revealing. The fact that she noticed he was acting out in class and she didn't know what to do with him, but then saying that, she would have to give him food to eat because he hadn't eaten. She discovered this. It clicked in my head. I put two things together. I said, wait a minute. Now, Edmund said he was taken out of his home, him and his brothers, put in foster care multiple times. Now, usually these type of situations, for the state to step in, someone had to report it. And who would be the closest person to report something like this other than a teacher that has observed something from one of her students and it's fearing that student may be in danger?
Now, keep in mind, teachers are mandatory report.
Correct.
It is mandatory.
Absolutely.
That's correct.
So that could also be why Mama didn't show up, because which I know you
Don't
reported
take my
me
point.
several times.
Don't take my point. I was going to get that.
Oh,
I knew she was going to do it. I felt that. I was like, don't you take my talking points. That's a point I was going to make. I'm telling you, I think his mother was supposed to show up until she found out that white woman was going to be at that wedding. She said, hell to the no.
that is interesting. I never even considered that.
Don't let me pop my beads at this wedding for that woman.
She said, hell, she has hold hatred for this white woman ever since. I can guarantee you.
Okay.
I can guarantee
That's
you.
interesting.
And she probably shouldn't, because that white woman was instrumental in saving that boy's life because of your inaccuracies. But as we met her mom, I'm sorry to say, is out in public, everything, we know she's probably a little detached and doesn't really even see her faults yet, still in what she did to set all of this up. So yes, when I guarantee you, when she found out that white woman was coming, because I'm sorry, they're from Virginia, okay, West Virginia,
West Virginia.
Charleston, West Virginia. I know that area. Woo! Listen, what they claim from the mountains of Charleston, West Virginia, to support Edmund.
Yeah,
has been not just been in his life in 5th grade, all the way up through high school. She's been there. She's blind. Y'all remember the movie Blindside? She's Blindside in real life.
You trying to say that's why he was playing football? Because she told him to?
Exactly.
She Leanne Tui on a teacher salary? On a teacher salary.
Listen, hold on. No, we ain't gonna listen. That was different. That was for college. This is high school level. She got him in on that team because it was something that he could do and excel in. Edmund's the type of person, if you give him 1 step, 1, 2, 3 step by step, do this, do that, he can probably he can understand that and compute that and everything. but you have to give him structure. Edmund is the type of man, and I do believe he's someone on special autism and all of that. Probably because of drug abuse. I'm just being real. That's how it's given. I've seen this before. It's literally probably not his fault. Could have been a chemical imbalance he experienced as a child.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, of course. But I still feel that. I feel strongly about that. But nah, yes, you probably that type of mindset. You got to give him step-by-step instructions, put him in a structured system, and he can flourish. And I can see him graduating, get him into college, keep him on a step-by-step program. He can flourish. Even to where he is now, he has achieved a lot with help and on his own. But if you notice, even his friends that we met, they're still helping him. You know, those also his business partners, actually. Those his real estate partners and his friends. So, yes, that white woman is his real mama. And his birth mother was furious when she found out that white woman was going to be there. That's why she didn't show up. And probably for the best.
I understand that, and maybe she didn't have the beads ready that he was supposed to adorn KB with. Now, you know, it really stings to hear a black man say that his real mama. But like high vibe, I can see that. Okay, she has been feeding, clothing him, saving him. He said guardian angel. Okay, she has been his guardian. I wonder if she has been his guardian throughout one of the times that he was removed. I would like to know if she, you know, she was his foster parent for a time.
I get a feeling, probably in his high school years, I'm getting a feeling that maybe somewhat. Maybe.
Because she said at his senior game, the final game when he was a senior, even the, you know, cafeteria staff showed up for him. So Edmund is a child that everybody is, you know, the community is invested in. Okay. And it's wonderful to see the community invested in a child and, you know, to see where he would go and end up. But to have everybody there for him, certainly he has brought joy. But I'm with you. I think the mama didn't show up because that teacher showed up. Sam, what did you think? I know we have you clutching your pearls over there.
well, I hadn't considered that. Though once you say it and once you explain it, it certainly, absolutely 100% could have been very well the case. I will say that, so I'm not a social worker, but I do PR for family services. So while the teacher may never have actually been a foster parent, she certainly could have been fictive kin. You're absolutely right. Because part of what we do in that whole foster system is we try to wrap children with as many resources as possible. And we encourage the community, whether you're a church, whether you're a pastor, whether you're a friend, whether you're a teacher, we want to wrap these kids with help and resources and love and nurturing that they may or may not be getting in their own homes. Because there's a variety of reasons why. It could have been drug related. It could be neglect. It could be both. It could be a plethora of things, because that's just the complexity of child welfare. I know that he was, and we all know he was deeply hurt that his mother did not show, because he said so. We could see it and we could hear it. And is it very possible that, you know, she may not have felt comfortable because the teacher was there? It's possible. But I would also think, I wouldn't also be surprised if there are things that are happening that are complex in her life that she just couldn't show up for that, the same way she has never been able to really, allegedly, maybe she has never allegedly been able to show up for him in much of anything, quite frankly. And it has narrowed the scope, because really who was there were his teachers, I think he said his skateboard community.
Rollerblade,
excuse me, a family. I mean, his circle was so tiny, it was so small. It was just deeply troubling. I mean, granted, I cry at everything, so that's not anything new. But the tears were some real tears because of the buildup of what this was. And you have to understand that while I'm watching that, I'm watching what I believe to be performative actions on KB's part. Even her friends, when they arrived, when she was doing the makeup and the hair and whatnot, said, "Why are you crying?" I mean, who says that? I don't know that if I mean,
is it going to be performative? Because I certainly ain't going to have my mama perform and go to his room, and my mama is kind of filling in the role as his mama too, hyping him up.
Oh, I
Her
think
mother was definitely performing.
Oh,
Her
yeah.
mother was definitely performing.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was. Did you hear the context clues and words she was giving him to already set him up for the letdown?
Oh, for sure.
Nah, it was a straight up performance.
Oh,
Well, you know what? Let me pull it back just a tad. Maybe it wasn't performance, but it was actually a setup. She went in there on a mission.
She put the pillow. She put the pillow down for when his knees hit the floor.
Exactly.
Oh, for
She was
sure.
setting it up. She was setting it up.
Because KB said it herself. She said, "Mama, I bet you my mom is, she's out there probably talking to him." KB already knew that her mom likely was going to be delayed in getting to, the makeup session because she was likely speaking to him. I mean, I know that what I'm about to say is diabolical at this point, but KB knew all along what she knew. She was going to say no. She didn't walk down that aisle thinking, feeling, believing that there was a possibility. Let me rephrase. I can't say what she knew. I don't know her personally. I don't think what I think and what I feel. Let me do the PR thing. I feel like she knew she wasn't going to say yes. That's what I think. Remember what I said last time, guys. And I don't know if I need to pull up El Citizens headquarters. Can you run the tape back from last week's conversation?
Run that wonderful bean footage.
Yeah, can you run that bean footage right back? Remember what I said. It's a tale of two KBs. The KB, when she's herself, not controlled and prompted, it's B word, it's anger, it's why do I have to be the one addressing the elephant in the room? It's that bout it energy when she's
Why do I have to ask you to grow up?
Thank you. Why do I have to ask you to grow up? It's that, I'm coming for you energy. When she knows she has to be on point, she can be on point and scripted, and she has her talking points, and he's out there wailing saying, "I'm okay, but I'm not okay." It's okay to not be okay. Who says that? It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay. Very composed, very together, he's out in the field crying. You got your shoes off and you're sitting on the floor talking to moms while Miss Welch is out there trying to console him on the field. I mean,
I ain't got that much smoke for KB. She knew the assignment. At least she walked down the aisle out of it, holding his hand. She told him he was enough. She tried to do a little damage control. I ain't got much heat for KB. I have more heat for Edmund. I have more heat for Edmund. Go ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead, because Edmund still said yes to a woman who called him out his name. I'm sorry.
But I'm sorry. Can we not have space for this? There are, whether it's Love on the Spectrum, Little People in a Big World, Later Daters, there are specific shows that I think cater themselves beautifully to certain communities. I hear what you're saying, El Cid. It's not that on the face of it, I'm disagreeing with that. But Edmund, if we're fair, and I don't want to try to say what I think he was or wasn't or this or that, because I don't know, but is it fair to say that Edmund is different? And is it fair to say that comparing Edmund to he said yes and this is what it is identical to what it would be if Trey would have agreed to that? I mean,
Here's my thing.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I mean, not Trey as in you Trey today, but
I come from a generation of what is normal, because there ain't nothing normal. But here's the thing: we are all taught when people disrespect you, called you names, and called you out your name, and that is one name across the board that any man knows is highly disrespectful.
That's
so
true,
for him, he probably has a high level of forgiveness. that I don't have. So maybe he could be the better emotionally stable person, because I know I can be unstable. Go ahead, Trey.
There's one flaw in that statement you just made. I don't think Edmund was ever truly taught how to even be a man to even get to understanding of that, because
Yeah.
those same words KB was talking, I'm quite sure he probably heard it from his own mama. It's normalized.
Yes.
Normalized.
That's what Let's Talk About It said. I don't doubt he's used to being called out of his name.
Yes.
It's normalized for him. And also, let's not I have some real quick. Let's not pretend Edmund. Damn, I done lost my thought. I had something profound. That was something. It's something between you and Sam, between Elsa and Sam just said. But let me go off with another tangent. Edmund.
Well, let me say this. Maybe this will jog your memory a little bit, because it dovetails on what you just said. Okay, I'm going to spell the word because I don't want it to be misunderstood what I'm saying for your channel. F as in Frank, U as an umbrella, B as in boy. Okay, FUB. I remember walking through the campus on my job, and this 3-year-old threw their cereal bowl at me and said, "FUB you." That's a 3-year-old. I knew what FUB you meant. I don't think they necessarily knew, but that toddler got that behavior from something. That's just facts. And so, kind of like what Trey is saying, if you're not taught and mentored, then being called the B word is just another day. It's just another thing. It's not something, now, like you say, for our world, oh, wait a minute. The minute you call me the B word or the N word or the C word or whatever, it's a wrap. We're done. But if that is your life, if that's the toxic world you're living in and you're coming from, that is just another day. And so I guess what hurts me, and the reason why I do have smoke for KB, is because she could see who he was. She could see what he was. And it just seems to me he couldn't win for losing. Day one, it's if we were in a club and somebody touched me, what would you do? When he gave an answer, then she would move the goalpost. Okay, well, he's done more than touch me. He's done this. What would you do? Okay, but if he did that, and that, what would you do? I mean, every time it seemed to, not every time, I'm exaggerating, but from time to time when there were moments to test that, that's what she did. When you're walking away from him at a Western mixer and he's trying to talk to you, get away from me, don't talk to me, we're good, don't speak. El Cid, Trey, Chad, I mean, in the words of our good sis, Dahlia, my God, it just seemed like there wasn't any kind of empathy, sympathy, understand. So why put him through that? Even because we know that it wasn't a contractual agreement. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been that you'll be sued if you don't go down the aisle, because basically nobody went down the aisle. So I'll end on this. I'll land the plane on this. I can't help but think that it was performative behavior. I can't help but wonder if KB has plans for other things and it was all about the edit when it came down to the end. That's how it felt to me, because otherwise in the pre where he was crying and I can't wait and it's a yes for me, and she's kind of giving the whole, well, he's I can't remember the words, but it was more like, well, he's a good man and he's a loving man and he's a nice guy, but I didn't say, and I love him and can't wait to marry him. I didn't hear that in your testimonial. So it felt contrived. It felt planned. It felt performative. And now Edmund will forever be a meme. And yeah, I don't know.
And a stepping stone.
Yeah, that too. I remember what I was about to say.
Stepping stone.
I don't, even though I like to watch the drama of it all, because I usually don't have it in my personal life, I refuse. But I don't mind watching it to get my funs and kicks out of it. But I take it to a certain point, because just for myself, me personally, I have certain morals and standards that I set for myself, and I do have a problem with projecting my own standards to other people. I have to work on that. I understand. Hey, this is called taking real accountability here. That's how it looks. Okay. Thank you. Now, my issue was two things. Number one, the reason I knew this was about to end The dollar politics and the catastrophe is because of what KP said way back in the pods. When she made the statement, wow, all of the rest of the women were having an issue with Edmund. He's weird. Something's off with him. Now I don't want to talk to him. And we just recently found out that the producers was trying to push Edmund onto other women as well. They was like, heck nah. Heck nah. No, all of them was like, nope, not going to be me. KB the one that said yes. Interesting. Because you're a woman and you're dating the same dude that's a little off to you too, that he's being off to everybody else. But for some odd reason, you're like, I don't know, I could do something with this. Let me go forward and see how this turns out. Okay.
Maybe she wants to taste the boogers.
Stop it. Okay. Stop it. You're going off the rails now. Okay?
Off the rails.
Honestly, I would have had more for this is what I was hoping was going to happen, right? I would have had more respect if she would have pulled a Megan and had that talk before we would go down the aisle. You the day before.
We need to find everybody who doesn't make it up the aisle. You need to be fined.
The cat's out of the bag, Elsie.
I am paying a subscription to watch people make a decision at an altar. You should be fined.
Elsie, the cat's out of the bag now.
I don't give a daggone it if you are acting. You need to be. You better not leave this show until you put on that dress and suit and be in front of an officiant. I'm sorry.
People have researched this now. People are talking now. There are no fines, first of all. There's to get a $50,000 fine.
Well, we need to start now. We need to start now. Denver got some money, okay? Also, Denver legalized the lettuce before everybody. Fine Denver.
We're talking about Love is Blind. They only pay a G per episode. Per episode that you make every week.
Exactly, and I'll take half of that money because you didn't make it up the altar. Thank
you.
They
ain't giving it to you. Sorry. You're not getting it. Okay? It ain't happening. No.
But whatever they're going to do, they just need to be consistent because everything is across the board. I mean, to me, if you're getting paid $1,000 an episode, how do you have $30,000 or $31,000 to pay if you don't make it to the plot is so, I mean, I think I have watched every season of Love is Blind and rephrase, every US version I've watched. And to me, it just seems like the goalpost is switching from season to season because it used to be, from what I could see, the agreement was what you were saying. I said everybody had to make it down the aisle. Whatever the answer was going to be is what it was going to be. But you couldn't do this break up the night before and then production have you sit on the couch and redo your breakup that you had already broken up with. I don't recall that being something that previous shows had done. I thought it was all one big consistent way of how you. Can we be fair about what this season was? Or am I missing something? Didn't Anna decide that she didn't want to go through with it and go home early?
This season was to cover for the lawsuits that were happening.
And yes.
That was to let you know nobody's held hostage, nobody's kidnapped, okay?
Yeah.
No, anybody can make an adult decision. But here's the adult decision. You signed a freaking NDA and you signed a contract for a show, and I need you. What is it they call it, Trey? Suited and booted, and up that aisle and make a decision there. I'm sorry. This whole it's a cop out. I understand everybody have free reign, whatever. But you sign. I will be on that legal team. You sign this document here. We going to small claims court because I need some of my money back because you done wasted my time.
But that's where they're. See, I'm not disagreeing with you on that at all. I'm looking at it to say exactly, and where was that happening in this particular season? Because I saw everything from two people, not just Anna, but one other gentleman who said it's moving too fast. He decided he didn't want to go through with it.
Blake,
thank you. Everything from that to Meg saying, never mind, and I don't want to put you through this. And it looked like that might have been a pre-breakup too, that they decided to break up again on the couch. To Nick, I mean, to me, please let me know what you think. This particular season seemed very different in terms of its inconsistency from leaving early, not going to the thing. Some people broke up on a couch and re-recorded the breakup. Other people went through it like KB. I mean, Sapphire, not to revisit history, but Sapphire is better than what Anton's, what she said, what she called Allie. I can't even repeat on your channel.
I got smoke for her. I got smoke for Anton's friend. I have a problem with that word, but I got smoke for that girl. But go ahead, Trey. No, well, we will get to Anton and his friend back then, because that friend, I want to know if she done anyway, tasted, whatever. But Trey, we still on KB and Edmund. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to try to bring, at least from the way I look at it, a little bit of context to this. This is where I will defend production a tad bit, but trash them at the same time. Let's look at this in a realistic way. Okay, the premise of the show. When you really look at the premise of the show, it has merits. It always had merits. If you really follow through with what it's meant to do, I can guarantee you they will probably have more matches by the end of the season. But let's realize what we're actually watching from season to season. Unfortunately, even though we complain about it, people still like to see the mess.
Right.
For some odd reason, they don't want to see a boring love story, even though I'm fine with that. Give me the successes.
Yeah.
But at some point, they realized, because those first and second seasons, they had far more successes, maybe like 2 to 3 out of the 5, versus what we got now. And it's been a constant drop off as we go along. It finally went about 4 seasons ago. It got towards in the middle where it was half and half, and people disappearing and leaving early. And now we got no weddings at all, which they knew this was getting set up. But this is the main problem. It's done this way because it's keeping real down. This way after trash production. It's who you're choosing as well. Because you want to choose the people that's going to maximize the drama of any situation. I.e. the main reason why Edmund made it this far, because he never should have been accepted on this show. But he was, because they knew the type of viewership that this was going to bring, the type of conversations that this was going to cause, the types of conversations we having right now, the division that it would solve. Yeah, we may be complaining about them, but guess what's going to happen this year? Everybody say, "Oh, we're going to stop watching." Guess what's going to happen in season 10? We all going to be right back here.
I never said I'm going to stop watching. I'm going to keep on
watching. I'm just talking about the other people. They're like, "Oh God, I ain't gonna watch no more." And you either gonna keep watching it or you're gonna watch it through us talking about it. Either way, guess what? They get their viewerships. Either way.
Yeah.
Either way. The only thing they got to be careful with is potential backlash if they go too far. Like this particular situation, I could have seen this going some other ways and it could have been really bad.
Really bad. It's really bad right now.
It is, but let me put it in perfect context. So someone said it earlier. I'm gonna just go ahead and say right now. Honestly, Edmund hasn't really been diagnosed with anything, has he?
Nope.
We're just making observations of what we see, and some of us from past experiences of what we have viewed ourselves.
Yeah.
What if we come out and find out that Edmund really was on the spectrum, or it's confirmed that he was, in special ed classes and stuff like that? Can you imagine how this would really look?
That can never be revealed. That can never be revealed.
If you notice the whole season, they did their best to only take it so far and keep it away from that. This last episode was the closest we ever got to really seeing like, no, something was really wrong when we met the white savior. I'm telling you, it was the closest, because they revealed the most here and the most in the pause about his life. And that's why I started putting 2 and 2 together. Like, oh, nah. Yeah, they knew what they had. They manipulated this whole situation to give us what we got, because you're going to have 2 schools of thought. Either you're going to be in the camp of hell. Well, actually, you said it earlier, Samantha. Little people or people on love on the spectrum, whatever. We all need love. What's wrong with him finding love?
Totally agree.
You either going to be on that side or you're going to be on the other side of some people. Let's keep it real. Oh my God, it doesn't matter. He a grown man. He should know better. And I'm looking at, okay, I get you, but how could you say that if you hear half of what this man's been through? He is not a well-adjusted human being according to our society norms. He's not. And you blind.
Why would you say that? Because for me, looking at who he is today, all you're saying is behavior patterns, okay? Behavior patterns. Because you know what? He has to be, at least smart enough to pass that real estate board, okay?
Oh, he's not dumb.
No, he's not.
That's just behavior. That's just behavior. I have quirky behavior out in public that some people don't like it.
Most people that we talk about on these specials, whatever, it's always behavior. It's very rare instances where they went through something physically and their mind literally can't chemically work or something is off and this and that third. It has to be something extreme. A lot of us I have quirks. I'm with you, Elsie. Me and you are quirky. I've got to know you the last few years. So yeah, it's the reason why me and you click. We kind of think very similar. We tend
Not
to
tonight.
think
Not tonight.
Actually, we do. I'm just taking the opposite side of things. So someone needs to be defended. He needs a black savior, not a white savior. So let me say this, man. I'm just saying, like, let's be real with ourselves. First of all, we like to watch drama, but most of us only gonna take that drama so far because, Lord forbid, let me flip it. Lord forbid, you have a woman, a black woman, that in Edmund's predicament. Oh, Lord have mercy. What will we be saying then? What if all this was first? Who was it?
A woman has been in a predicament with a unstable individual. That's why Netflix is getting sued for that couple. They were not appearing on screen.
Okay. Yeah, that one. I remember that.
Okay. That's why I'm surprised. But they got to cover their behind in paperwork. Okay.
Yes, but I mean it if it was flipped. Like all of a sudden, you have a woman that she's clearly emotionally unstable, as we can see, maybe has some attributes like Edmund, some of the same background as Edmund, and then you put her with this man, and he starts doing this. Oh no, I can only imagine the dragon that would happen. I can only imagine.
I agree.
That it would touch.
I'm gonna take the heat. I'm gonna take the heat off of Edmund for a little bit because here's my thing. I would like KB to handle that daddy-daughter issue. For real. For her to be able to step forth into a relationship with a gentleman and not have that, because I think that was riding her, and her behavior pattern. I'm sorry. That is a man that broke her heart first. Totally broke her heart first. And though he doesn't want to have a relationship, that's fine. That's on him. But I would like her to heal that wound, at least, And I don't know KB, but that's just based on how she was speaking in the pods, how she presented herself. That whole dad issue is massive. It's massive. And then to look there at the wedding and see Edmund's dad, as flawed as he is present. As flawed as he is still there. Okay? Whether he talked to his son, we saw it or not, he plopped his behind in a seat and was present. Okay? So I'd like KB to handle that. Because that first man broke her heart, that daddy issue. And so she can navigate better in relationships. Yes, she navigated as best she can with Edmund. She did what the show required. I couldn't go as far as she went, but she knows her personal goals. She knows why she was there. And on some level, Edmund felt love from her. So, I mean, there's, even though he said, say something nice, he felt some love from her. She said she felt some love from him.
Elsie, ooh, I, hmm, I'm always careful how to say this. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I actually have no doubt Edmund felt that love, but to me, the way he was acting and giving, especially what he said after everything was said and done, I think he was grasping for any type of straw to have.
Trey, how many times you buy shoes for a woman you did not have any affection for?
I never bought shoes for him I didn't have affection for.
So he bought her the rollerblades. He bought her several things.
Yes. I never doubt that he had the affection. What I'm saying is, judging by some of the words that he have said, he was looking for some type of affection anywhere. It could have been anybody.
Yeah, he was. I can see that. I can see if you give him love and words of affirmation he's looking for, Edmund will, be for you forever. Okay?
Oh,
That's why when
looking.
that's why y'all were looking at me funny when I said, what was it last week? I said, yeah, I would say yes to Edmund, because by the time I read Edmund and know exactly what motivates and moves him, I can fit right in. I can fit right in. If it wasn't for the licking the floor and the, eating my boogers, I'm going to fit right in. Okay? We're going to have to clean that up. You ain't never going to do that ever again. Okay? Okay? We ain't ever going to have that happen. But the thing is, I can definitely compliment you. I could definitely compliment you. Okay? And they could be, while I buy you one gift, I buy me two. We can get there.
Wait, you Beyonce now? Upgrade them? Wait a minute.
Hey.
What we doing?
I would leave you dressing quirky, because I am not the type of woman that we need to be matching anything. Oh, heck no. You be loud over there, I be calm over here. Okay? But yes, it will be transactional for me. But the thing is, one thing I can say with what we have seen with Edmund and what we have been presented, once he sets his mind on something, what he not going to do is he's not going to lie to you. He's going to tell you how he feels. And it's going to be an honest truth. Okay? That's my perception, y'all. That may not be the reality of Edmund. This is edited Edmund from the show. But what I am going to be like, okay, I'm going to make sure you always have rollerblade wheels. It's always going to be stuff in stock for you to do what you find, is happy for you. Okay? We're going to find a happy medium. I ain't saying he perfect. I ain't saying nobody in this world is perfect. I certainly am not. But we going to fit in. Oh, we didn't see her buying him cologne. Okay, well, that could be her way of upgrading him and her way of making sure, hey, at least I need you smelling appealing to me.
Not appealing.
Okay? Yeah, say something nice. Even if you hate me, say something nice. That to me was the most heartbreaking thing he said. Even if you physically get at me, say something nice. That to me was heartbreaking, because that told me where he has been.
The most heartbreaking thing he said was, that was the most heartbreaking. I was like, oh God, no.
I thought the heartbreaking thing was for him to say, I'm okay, but I'm not okay. And to, before our eyes in real time, watch somebody just melt and fall apart. That to me was the toughest watch of them all, because, I agree with what Trey said moments ago in terms of, whether I applied for or they sought me, I would never be selected for that show, because I would just be too darn boring.
I'd turn it up. I would be on the Edmund contract. I would turn it up. I would amplify my behavior and performances. I put on a show. I ain't coming with naughty hair like Annie, and I ain't disappearing like Anna, but I will turn up a personality. I will become, as Trey would call me, I'll become the Brownsville girl that you don't want to see.
Oh my
God.
God.
You gonna see.
Oh my God. I could turn up, but if I don't like you, I'm gonna start showing it after a while. I can't. I'm like, you know what? Nah, you're annoying. Stop it. Like, I couldn't have been Joe. First of all, I wouldn't have acted like Joe. I wouldn't have done nothing Joe did. But I would have told Maddie to her face, like, I'm sorry, you're cool and all, but you can be annoying sometimes. Let me explain why. Yeah, you wouldn't like me. I'll be like, nah, you could. Actually, they probably would, because that'd be crazy if I did that.
Yes, we need those clips for the memes. We need those clips for TikTok. That's what I'm saying. See, Trey would amplify too.
Because I'd be telling too much. I'm like, nah.
Right.
You know what?
To her face, and she wouldn't even still be able to see it. But I digress.
How you call an Anton drunk when you got drunk ass Joe over here? What y'all talking about? Stop it. Like, yeah, that would have me. I'm like, nah, everybody stop the cap.
Trey would be the one making sure that Anton's drink is topped off.
Yeah, right.
But
is there
anything else y'all want to say about KB and Edmund?
I don't think so. I just
I
hope Edmund does find what he's looking for and deserves later in life. I really do.
Me too.
Because I think he is genuinely wants to find that.
Yeah.
On that note, y'all, I'm gonna be watching the reunion live on here. We seem to have a good time when we're watching the reunion live. So if you are here, make sure you have liked and subscribed to the channel. But I'm gonna be watching the reunion live on Wednesday at 9:00. And y'all know I like my bed, and that's my bedtime. Okay. But I'm gonna be on here watching the reunion with y'all. Don't know why they changed from Sunday. They must know the ratings suck. Okay. Because they would have had it on Sunday at 9 as usual. Okay. Yeah. But they have it on Wednesday. It's like when the show you put in the background, we got to put it out because we filmed it Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST. I'm going to be here watching it with you. Do y'all think that Edmund's real dad? I don't know, but that man in the front row, if he claimed to be his father, I have no, I ain't going to say that this season either. They just wanted.
I think he is, because I saw somebody had pulled up some older photos of Edmund back when he was playing football in high school. First it was like, oh God, is that Edmund? I'm like, yeah, he looked just like him. But I noticed his dad smiled at one point during the wedding, and it looks just like the same smile that when he was younger in his football days. I'm like, yeah, that's probably his daddy's daddy.
Yeah, that's his daddy. Yep. Yeah, I wish, again, yes, Lady Lyrics, we wish them all the best. Yeah. We thank them for being on the show, opening up their lives to us. Y'all, we have this in good fun. And Lady Lyrics said this before. KB is receiving negative feedback. Don't go to these people's social media. Please. Don't go looking for them, saying awful things to them, or even if you see them in public. Leave the show where it is. Yeah, on Netflix and on YouTube. Take your comments to YouTube. Put it on my channel if you want to release. You put it on my comment section. I'm going to just hide it. But do not go to these people. Don't go to any cast member or anybody in production. You do not see our very good sis, Jessie Wu, showing up at Chris Colleen's house or on his social media, okay? But she always talking about his Raggedy A. So definitely do not go out saying negative things on their social media about them. Leave them alone. They did their participation and they're going along for it. Okay, support them or not, but don't give negative feedback to them. Okay. I just had to give that public service announcement in my non-public service announcement. Now, I'm gonna show this next clip. It's only just 2-3 seconds because it's about this next couple. Okay.
So have anything else to say? So
he don't have nothing else to say. Okay, he don't have nothing else to say because I don't know why did I go again. Because Jordan is up out of here. Jordan grabbed his Jordans and he heading home. Because why? Why are we here, Megan? Why are we here? Why are we here? You decided, okay, you don't want to be with this man. I ain't got nothing. I'm like him. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm here so I don't get fined. I'm here so I don't get fined. And his regret was introducing her to his son. Now, I understand that because his son is now caught up in this. He's going to be asking him, when am I next going to see Megan? Where is Megan? Y'all know how children are. Okay. And I just don't understand. I don't understand the land of Delulu, but maybe I do now. But I don't understand, Atlanta Delulu, that you don't think your life is going to be upended when a child, especially a child with health concerns, is in the picture. You don't understand that your life, you can't play tennis on a Wednesday. This is also a hardworking person. He has a job as the average person does. Okay? He has a job. He cannot be out playing tennis on a Wednesday at all. So this whole, like, I didn't realize, I don't know where we were. Sparkle Megan was blinded by her own sparkle. I'm sorry. Jordan, you knew it was coming. I'm sorry. I think you knew it was coming because you seem to be like backing up slowly but surely with everything that was going on. But that's just my opinion on this edited show. But that whole regret thing, I'm sure Megan regrets drinking that Crystal Light chicken. Okay, I'm sure she regrets that. Trey, what do you have to say about Megan and Jordan?
I have to give 1, 2, 3 strong claps for Jordan's 1 Denzel Till. He put it off. The 110, I was like, wait, did he do it? The 1 dropped, it was perfect. I was like, wow. All right, there you go, brother. There you go. That's how you take it. Ain't nothing said. Just get up out of here. Ain't nothing to be said. Yo, you know what? Like I said, the only thing that I can respect about this is I'm glad Megan didn't take it all the way to the out. That's just me. That's just me. Hey, that's what we're gonna differ on. Because if I know I'm not, this is just me as a man. If Elsie, we walking down the aisle, you and Mr. Elsie don't work out, all of a sudden we decide to get on TV walking down the aisle, I'm not going to drag you down the aisle. I'll be like, you know what, it ain't gonna work. Nah. I'm gonna talk to you offline, but like, listen, it's just gonna be a no. Here are my reasons why. Now, how do you want to handle this going forward? Okay, you want to sit down on this couch, we'll do this, okay, fine. But I'm going to talk to you first. Just to show you that respect. But that's just me. That's just me. But yeah, oh God.
Trey, I'm gonna set you up for I'm gonna set you up real for that. You would never know I was a no.
See, I would know. That's what I'm saying. We think too much alike. Nah, she bullshit me. Nah, we ain't doing this. We ain't doing this, Al. All right? I see what you're doing. Okay, I see what you're doing. We ain't doing this, all right? I know you know, so don't ever try to front, okay? But nah, it's, man, a lot of us, I think everyone pretty much was somewhere in agreement. If any couple had a chance, it would have been them, maybe. Mm-hmm. But they both had to get out of their own ways in some things. Like I completely saw both sides of the situation pretty equally. Like, was Megan a little out of touch on things? Yeah. Like, come on, Meg. You said yourself, dated almost billionaire guys, didn't work for whatever reason. They ain't had time for you. That was your answer. You dated the broke guy, loved him, best relationship, but because he had all the time in the world to devote to you. You wanted somebody in the middle. You actually got somebody in the middle. It's just that he had a big asterisk that he had going on. Not just that he had a kid. I'll be honest with you. If he just had a regular, kid and, everything was fine with the kid, this and that, third, this actually probably would have turned out a little bit differently. But no, he has a child with an illness here that he has to devote time and money towards. That's going to be his first priority. He told you that from Jump Street, that he's going to be my first priority. So I already knew that may have been an issue for Megan because she wants to be a priority in somebody's life. She wants that. I said, okay. I don't know how they're going to work past this. That was my thought of it from the beginning. How they're going to work past that. Jordan, hey, bro, listen. I get you. All the stuff that he said, like, yes. But, Jordan, you have to have some compromisation, even about yourself. Okay? You are, yes, I made that up. You are bringing another woman into the situation that you have going on here. I think he did it the best way possible from what we saw, but for the most part. But let's be honest here, when it came to meshing your lives together, he was very stuck in his own ways as well. He wasn't willing to hear some of the things that she had to say or she wanted to do. He was pushing it back against her a lot. Some of it he should have pushed back against.
But Trey, he mentioned this in the pods. I don't know how our life is going to be, considering we are different tax brackets. He said it.
Yeah. And he maintained that all the way to the end. Because she tried to say, no, we're just different people. His exact words were, no, we're not different people. We're just in different tax bracket. That's all. If I had the same amount of money, we wouldn't even be in discussion. And honestly, he was right.
I believe him, yeah.
Yeah, he was right. Because personality-wise, for the most part, for what I saw, they got along fine. He was able to emotionally check her, in which she said that's what she needed the most. He was able to provide that. She was able to hear him out and let him talk, except when he came home tired, like, I just want to relax. Like, I ain't trying to talk. Besides that, they really had no other big personality issue, meshing or bumping your heads against each other. None. The only thing that they had issues about, solely was centered around class.
His
specifically class.
His son too.
I'm adding that into the class as well. But then there's a reason why she was ready to gun ho and try to provide or talk about providing everything for Luca. And he rightly said, hold on, stop. First of all, that's not your responsibility. Second of all, he has a whole mama. You add on here, okay? You're doing too much. She tried to take over from time to time. She tried to assert her dominance and power over the situation, and he had to stop that at multiple times. Like, oh no, stop! You just can't go off and look for a whole new school district for this boy. That's not your responsibility. It's just not.
And we, his parents, didn't ask you to.
Exactly. She was literally doing too much at some points in time. And he had to pull her back. Like, oh, no, hold on. Pull it back.
Well, he's reeling in big fish and he with the wrong rod.
Yes, that is definitely correct. Unfortunately, especially when you playing in the class pools. I have little experience in this. When you're playing in the class pools, let's be honest, he started out okay. One thing I can say, when you dating the chick that got a whole lot of money, this and that, third, first of all, yes, I'm about to tell it. First of all, you make your position as a man solidified. I have my own life. I am capable of paying my own bills. I ain't capable of even providing for my own family. Okay? Your position has to be solid, number one. Because this is key how to look at it. It don't matter what type of job you got. He makes good money on his own, but let's keep it real. He's automatically, and we've seen this now already, he's going to be labeled as a broken. Why? Because the woman is making far more than he is, even though he's not a broke man. He's just not on the same social class level that she's on. That's all.
Maybe he's worried his support will go up since he will be in another tax bracket.
You know what? It's not that. It's a responsibility. Because as a man, the first thing we think, like, hold on, no matter if you, this is why I say I ain't say he's a good man, he's a different man. Yes, Megan was a breadwinner. That $2 million, I'm going to say this, that $2 million house was not good. It was wrong thinking. I'm glad he put a stop on that. Like, hold on. Because if Jordan was a different type of man, he would have capitulated and we probably would have seen the wedding. If he would have secured the bag, as people like to say nowadays.
If Jordan was a different type of man, he wouldn't have gone on that show and tell us on camera that he cannot financially support another human being. I'm
Now that
sorry.
was
At
crazy.
that point, I
Yeah.
said, Jordan, you are not ready. And I just watched him for the show.
Yeah.
Because if
What
you
now?
stand there and say that, I'm not saying you got to support her 100%, but it's showing you can't even romance this lady, with at least, dinner and a movie unless it's at home.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
push
Trey. I'm
back
gonna
on
need
this
I'm
just
gonna
a
need
little
you.
bit.
I'm gonna need you to land soon, Trey, so
I'm
we
gonna,
can get salmon.
okay, but I'm gonna push back on that one point just a little bit. I thought that was diabolical when he said that. That was crazy. But then he came right behind it and said, "That's why I'm looking for a 50-50 woman." He said that. He said he wasn't able to take care of a whole nother person by himself.
But he ain't got 50.
Hey, I'm just going off what he said.
And realistically, he said he ain't got the PTO. So I need Jordan to find a job that gonna have him accumulate better PTO. Okay, he knew from the pods he was expected to do this show and go to Italy to that wedding. He
Mhm.
knew what he was asking for. Go ahead, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, that's the part there. I have to agree with you 1,000,000,000% on that, because what was interesting is that now, obviously I'm not a parent, but his situation was interesting to me because the way I look at it is there's a difference between being a single parent and a parent who happens to be single. And he was living as if he's a single parent, but he's not. Either he has his child 4 days a week and his ex-partner has, Luca the other three, or it's a flip-flop between, however that dynamic works. From what we could see, it was working. But he was so kind of bought and enmeshed in every time he spoke, it sounded like Luca was his responsibility 7 days a week. And that wasn't the case. I think that Jordan represented what I was saying about myself earlier. He wasn't ready for it, but he was also kind of boring. He's the guy that wants to Netflix and chill and not talk about his job. And that is not conducive for a relationship unless it's with me, where I too like to not talk much when I don't have to. And it wasn't going to work for what that was. Now, I don't know if the two of them were telling half truths in the pods, because the pods is the time to have those discussions about what is that going to look like once we're out of it. Because he said, when she said, hey, you're not talking, I'm confused, he said, well, we're not in the pods. And he kind of wanted to clean his hands of, well, that's what that was, but this is what this is. But what you were talking about in the pods was supposed to be representative of what that was going to look like once you two came together.
But in the pods, Jordan was the Lulu.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Jordan didn't even when Jordan said, "Oh, all these fellas got these love triangles. I am so glad that ain't us. We just got each other. I got
yeah.
you, babe." I was like, Jordan, are you not aware of what's going on in the pods? Maybe that's why his mouth was running about Sparkle Megan, because he didn't think he had, competition in the men's lounge.
He didn't.
He also,
Yeah.
he didn't care. Number one, number two. I hate to say it like this, but morally, to a certain extent, there was no other competition for him in the pods.
Except for Mike, which she was I guess the type that she was,
That's why I said morally.
Yeah.
Morally, there was no other competition with him.
Right.
To be honest, even though he had his faults, Jordan was probably the most well-adjusted man.
Yes.
Mostly thinking in the pods. And he saw it from day one.
I think that he was, but I think that they were both living in a fantasy land. I think it was the idea of glamorizing, romanticizing what it could be to be in a relationship and to be together. And then she really was, bonding and reacting to, not overreacting, but she was drawing that bond between Luca and, unfortunately, how her father had passed away. So she was kind of latching on to that narrative. And I think it was real for her. I don't think that she was trying to make that up for herself. I mean, I think she did feel that was the connection, but it's as if when you're hearing things and you have to be able to listen to things and then really be able to say, if I am a Monday through Friday Netflix and chill, type of person who could never really afford this type of woman, like in real life, we would have probably seen each other across a bar, had a few conversations, and we wouldn't have gone any further than that because I wouldn't have felt that socially or economically I was in her league, or however he would want to articulate it. That would have been what it was. But in this glamorizing, romanticizing pod world, you get out of that, and it just felt like they were both inflexible in their own ways. It seemed that he was inflexible to understand that you can still be a wonderful parent to Luca, but still take that trip to Italy. You can still have those conversations with your ex-partner to say, I'm going to be going to Italy for a week. I know that usually I have Luca on, these 4 days. I mean, if you want something, you talk about it, you compromise. It didn't feel like he was wanting to yield to that.
I need to ask him how many trips has he been on with Luca. I need to ask that because but I was a traveling child. I can't tell you when my mother put me, had me on a plane, but I know my eldest child was on a plane at 8 months old, and he ain't ever stopped. But we went to Hawaii, all the way from Orlando, Florida. Okay.
I think he hasn't been on not many trips and not that far.
But you see, I learned, and I'll give parents some tips and tricks about traveling. I learned or I should say, I had a schedule for my child, and I had made sure that everything actually was from New York. I made sure that everything was planned around my child. I fed you right before we were taking off because that means what? Nap time. Mm-hmm. I made sure it was not. People did not know there was a child on the plane till the flight attendant was walking him up and down the aisle. But if you are traveling, and that's what I will ask him, if you are traveling, the only thing I would probably be concerned is maybe he hasn't traveled internationally with his son, mm-hmm. and maybe he doesn't know what the resources, if any emergency happens internationally. I would just soothe him by saying, hey, Jordan, internationally, you may find a lot better health care. But I would just say, don't let that, stop you. But that whole, I was like, how many trips? Is he used to road trips? Because, hey, Denver, they used to driving. He could be road tripping it everywhere.
But that was a conversation they didn't seem to want to have. That's where it was, the breakdown was what, because I'm like with you, I'll say in the sense, I mean, I'm an Air Force brat, have been flying since before I can remember, lived in the UK for like 5 or 6 years as a result of all the traveling that we did. It wasn't like, well, I'll leave my wife and kids in the States while I go to the UK. No, we all went to the UK. We all went to Germany. We were all flip-flopping, flapping back. So yeah. And why not have that be a discussion? Because you're right. That could have been the talk. As Megan's hearing him say that he's feeling uncomfortable about Luca, well, what are your concerns around that? And let's talk about it. What are the things that have you? Yeah. I'm sorry, Trey, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying, I get you.
Yeah. You can have conversations around that so that you can both be comfortable with that, but you both have to be willing to be inflexible so that you can talk about, well, what is causing you concern so that we can talk about that and address that. And it didn't seem like that was happening. So then it started to feel trivial, like tennis at 4:30. Well, is that the real issue? Tennis at 4:30? I mean, is that what we're really,
it's more a lack of freedom of schedule. I'm sorry, Mr. Elson called. I had to put you all on mute. It was a matter of he's not free to move as she would like to move, whether it's his job, whether it's his responsibility as a parent. And I know people are like, oh, he only has his son 50% of the time, whatever. He's on call for his child. Exactly. I'm not going to dismiss whatever level of involvement he has. But if Luca's mama or his, cannot, go, I'm sure Jordan is go time. And since Luca has a half sister, I'm sure if something came up there, Jordan would certainly jump and jump in there.
Sure.
But that's what I was for what we saw of Jordan, my highest concern, and y'all know where my diabolical mind goes, okay? You said Netflix and chill, Sam. It's Netflix and chill without consequences, because I need to hear from Jordan as to why, as a 20-something young virile man, that he went and got himself a snip.
Yeah.
That's so I can Netflix and chill without consequence. See, that's where I'm like, Jordan, I would love to know the answer to that question. Because that right there is where I can get a whole lot in his mindset. But was he upstanding?
See now, and I think that's the key point. You didn't like his answer, or you didn't believe his answer. That's really what we're talking about here. But he gave his answer.
Jordan, if you'd like to come on the channel, I would love to have the answer to that question.
He gave his answer. He said, I didn't, after the situation with his son's mother, it seemed like it was a hookup situation. He did not want to be that irresponsible again. So he decided to get a snip that could be reversible if it came to that. So yes, you're right. To a certain extent, yeah, he wanted to get out there and lay it down without having too many consequences. I'll be honest with you, not mad at it.
Not mad at it. I'm not responsible, very responsible. And that is the mindset of you at 20-something years old. It is very responsible behavior. Now, the unseasoned baked chicken with the crystal light, that is, I can forgive that. But I would like to know the answer fully, his mindset at 20-something years old, because Trey, you are a resident gentleman. I'll always ask you, men run from that because they think the snip is going to affect performance when that is not the case. Okay.
So, some men that's uninformed would think that, but in most cases, if you've never had, most men that I've been in conversations with, they're not willing to do it if they never even had a child yet. So it's like, it's a different story when you got a man that's had a child or a couple of kids. They've been more willing to accept it. Like, and I was going to say that comment is very important too. That's real.
Yeah.
That's an unspoken fear.
And we don't know based on his dad, giving him the uppercut the whole dinner time. You don't know how much the dad gave him because he had his son.
Yeah. Give him flat for it. Have him get locked.
That may have caused him to go get snip because I don't want to hear dad's mouth. I want to go out here and have a good time, but I don't want to hear dad's mouth again if I have another kid that's not within matrimony.
Yeah.
Again, I still want my diabolical mind is I want to be slinging and dangling out here and no consequences. But that's just my diabolical mind. While Jordan may be a responsible young man at 25 years old and wanted to be responsible. But Trey, I'm going to tell you this. My eldest son is going to be 25 next year. Okay. And his generation is snipping before they have kids because they make a conscious point. They don't want kids.
That's their decision.
Okay.
I think it's a little premature young for them to make that decision. But hey, you're an adult, sir, ma'am. That's your decision. Now, the only thing I've actually had some conversations like this with some young. It's crazy. I gotta say that now. Some young kids. Oh God, I feel old.
You are.
I've had these conversations with a few. I'm like, listen. Ultimately, yes, this is your decision. This, that, third. I will say this: you are making a decision that possibly could be premature. Because what happens when you turn 30 to 35, and all of a sudden you change your mind? Okay, you want your snip, you want your tubes tied. Did you even at least consider of setting yourself up, like freezing your eggs and sperm just in case? You might want to change your mind down the line. No, you just think about it immediately right now without thinking about the consequences that it could happen down the line.
Because they fall in for the narrative that if she shows up expecting, then you daggone know for sure it ain't yours.
Now that's real. I've seen that folk, man. I'm like, how she pregnant? I knew he had a vasectomy, and then she popped up pregnant. I went,
Yes,
he looked at me. He looked at me. I looked at him. Now, how? Now,
diabolical.
Sometimes vasectomy is not a 99%. Sometimes it can, it's not
That's if you missed your appointment. You're supposed to go for your follow-ups to make sure there are absolutely no swimmers.
Exactly.
Okay? You're supposed to go for at least 6 months worth of follow-up to make sure that, the door is fully closed, bolted, and sealed shut.
Shoot blanks. Make sure you shoot blanks.
Right.
But yeah,
again,
I've seen that situation before. Like,
that's just my diabolical mind with Jordan. I would definitely love to have that conversation, because I'm like, I'm seeing it now with this generation, and Jordan, of course, is he's not too far from that generation, in his mid-30s, and it's like, dude. Oh no, is he? Yeah, dude. Really? What made you think that? Actually, he's only like 29. Yeah,
he's under 30.
Yeah, he's under 30. So he's part of that thought process and that age group, but I would like to know what his reasoning, if it is apart from his son.
Megan's 33, 34, isn't she?
Yeah.
I think
she's only a couple of years older than him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think Jordan's an okay guy, but he's using his son as a crutch.
Oh, to pull in chicks. I'm sorry.
Not to pull in, just to even maintain. Because to be honest, I think there's qualities about Jordan that when most women come across, they're going to like and could possibly see a future with. Just how he handles things, how he works. But he sabotages himself with his own dedication to his son, which is commendable. But I'm seeing how he uses his son as a crutch sometimes. Like, bro, you are still fostering a relationship with this new person. You cannot forget that. I understand your son's priority. I have the same thought process. My son's my priority first. Especially I was very clear in my relationships, especially when it comes to funds. They got to come first. They were here before you. I'm sorry. That doesn't mean I'm not going to make you a priority at some point in time. Let's keep it real. When you prove yourself to be a priority in my life, just like I have to prove myself to be a priority to you. I have to prove myself to be able to say I can provide for you. I have to prove myself to say I can be your husband and you can trust me and I can lead us. Guess what? I'm thinking the same thing in return. You got to prove to me that you can be a partner for me. You got to prove to me that I can trust you with my inner thoughts, my money, my time, and all of it. We got to prove it to each other. That's just real. I'm just being a little real there, for real life.
And in Jordan's case, you got to prove to him that you can actually drink the chicken and crystallize.
That's crazy. Because she drunk it, okay? She drunk it.
She a good woman. In that regard, she a good woman, because I wasn't going to. I would be one of those, oh, what's that over there? Pour it out in the sink. Oh, that was tasty. I was not actually sipping that unseasoned chicken. I'm not going to. Thank you, Mona Me. Thank you. Thank you for that compliment. Delphine is telling you I was 26. I didn't want any 20 years later. I have not regretted it. Thank you, Delphine. We love to hear people who make those decisions early in their life and they don't regret it. I mean,
you're going to catch it on both sides of the aisle. Some can make that decision. They're cool with it. Others, they made that decision and they look back on their life and now they're talking differently.
Right. Truly. And that's why I would like to know with Jordan, that whole Megan and that, baby thing with the reunion, we're going to find out. I'll find out. It could be her sister's kid and that could be her brother-in-law. I just don't know. I ain't jumping out on a limb for Megan and this kid. This was filmed, I think 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Was it 2 years ago?
It was filmed at the same time Minnesota was filmed.
That's a year and a half. That's a year and a half.
So almost 2 years ago. Oh, wow.
Yeah, like they were filmed back to back, kind of. And they decide which one they're going to release. So I'm glad they released Minnesota first, because Minnesota will be real lackluster, if it came after this season. But is there anything else about Jordan and Megan? Because I don't like these couch breakups at all. I need you to put on your outfit. I got, if y'all saw my recaps, I put my wedding veil on for nothing. I just had 2 weddings. I'm sorry. Anything else?
The only thing I would wrap up and say is that I think with Jordan, I think it's just lack of experience. I think he doesn't know. He's only in his 20s. So I think he doesn't know how to create that balance. Some of it might be have personality, that he's more introverted and more of a chill person. But I think the other side of it too is he just may not know. I mean, if he doesn't have an especially close relationship with his father, then he may not have been guided through the dynamic because his parents are still together. So that's not a dynamic his parents have had to even deal with. So I think it's just lack of experience and wanting to be the very, very best father for a child who is very sick. Because until Luca gets old enough to kind of help manage himself, he's too young to know how to manage himself at 5 or 6. As he gets older, that will thankfully change. But I just think it's a lack of experience. And I think Jordan's probably just doing the very best he can with what he knows to do.
I'm with you with that, because how many of us who were a parent, whether it's full-time or not, y'all, I'm not discounting any amount of involvement he has with his son, but as a parent, and now you're co-parenting with someone, and you are not even 30.
And you're not even 30. Yeah.
And your child has, medical needs.
Mm-hmm.
I would be a total wreck. I probably wouldn't be, as put together enough as Jordan to be on this daggone show. I mean, I think my child would have been older. I was married at the time, but still doesn't mean that, you don't have, I would love to know the support system around Jordan at that time when they had his son.
Mm-hmm.
When they had their son, I would love to know that part of it, because that would enlighten me a lot. Because as you said, Luca is still young, and I felt like Jordan went into his shell around his parents, and I was like, ugh, okay.
I think it was Rocky. I feel like it was
real Rocky.
Yeah,
real Rocky.
Yeah.
Not Delphine saying my veil had you dying. But I mean, I appreciate that y'all got a little good cackle out of my bridal veil. Okay, it's right next to me right here. Don't make me whip it out, because the next couple didn't get married either.
Elsa, it was between March and May of last year for the filming of this season.
Okay, for the filming. Okay, so it's been a year. Okay, so he's 30 by the time reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan.
I'm gonna need some dates.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need.
Cause I ain't no little baby. That ain't no little baby. I'm gonna need some dates. Hold on. So I hope it's all above board, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like, that's a big baby. Hold on. That baby like 1.5, 2. Nah, hold on. Nah, I'm gonna give you one. Because nah.
I'm going to hear about that later. But my thing is, I can't stand the Lachey's are always asking about a daggone baby at reunion.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like that. But I have a clip for the next and our last couple for today. Okay. I have this. This is y'all. These are Instagram clips that are, free reign. It's public images. Okay. So Netflix, don't go too wild.
I can't be your wife.
Okay, she can't be his wife. Is it that she can't, or she don't want to? She don't want to be a wife on a budget? She don't want to be a wife on a budget, okay? Because her friends were real. He a truck driver. You want to be with a truck driver? He gonna have you on a budget? How about he have you on a washing dishes and clean up after yourself plan? But Anton also said at the bachelor party, because that's when I know this was diabolical, because we only got 10 minutes. You said, does she spend? Yes. Can she cook and clean? No. Okay. Can she? I was like, dude, she got 1 out of 2 with you. Mm-hmm. What are we saying? And thank you, Trap. Truck drivers make a lot of money, and he's the one training the truck drivers. Yeah. And I know you're not. Okay. I know this is your first time here in the chat. I hope it's not your first time watching us, but Trey is definitely our resident truck driver. And, we ain't pocket watching him, but we know Trey makes some coin. Okay.
I do okay. I do all right. That's all we gonna say. I do okay. I can pay my bills without saying, woo, where's it come from? I'm okay.
But what we do have smoke for is Anton's friend that had the nerve to call Allie out of her name. This is a show that Anton signed up for. He is supposed to get his no at the altar. I need Missy to check herself at the door. You are not going to come up in here and insult Allie and call her out her name. She knew the assignment. So did Anton. And Missy, now I'm going to be watching you because now I'm going to think that you wish you were the one in the dress and the veil up there, you know, calling her out her name so vigorously. I'm watching you now because you seem like the friend that don't just want to stay in the friend box. Okay? Okay? You seem like you want to be his private dancer, but I digress. Because it irks the heck out of me, especially when we ladies want to call each other out of our name. She's like, I can't be your wife. It was very gentle. It was very whatever. Do not come at people because they say no at the altar. That is the show. That's the show.
Yeah.
Anton listened to the correct friend at his suit. He's like, if you want that girl, say yes. If she's for you, she'll say yes too. And if she's not, and Mama said that's your experience. But Anton, I do not need you coming up in here tipsy because you picking up mismatched socks on your wedding day told me we done had too much drinky drink to start the day. Okay, we had too much drinky drink. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go all the way there because that mismatched socks was diabolical. Okay, that mismatch. And the other thing I got a bone to pick with Love is Blind US. You know, the international versions, we don't carry bags on our wedding day. Okay, our dresses and suits are on mannequins in the room, and we have a lovely photo shoot of us walking in and looking at it, you know, on beautiful display. Stop having these people carry their daggone bags. Thank you very much. Sam, what did you think about Anton and Allie?
Definitely no surprise there. I wasn't shocked that was not going to come to pass. You robbed me of my talking points because, yes, I was going to do the same countdown. You know, she's high maintenance. She does not cook. She does not clean. I think there was another one. No, high maintenance, doesn't cook, doesn't clean. The $5,000 ring should have really been a $10,000 ring. Are you going to be making enough to support my Botox treatments? I mean, the fact that he could go through the line and the list of things and then say, but despite all of that, she's the one for me and I'm going to say yes. You've beaten it out of me. I'm not going to bother to say, why go down the aisle? You have won, El Cid. You have beaten it out of me. Yes, you need to go down the aisle. You need to do whatever you contractually agreed to and get it in. But to be as shocked as he was, I'm surprised that he was as shocked as he was for the simple fact that he had a tremendous amount of anxiety with his mother telling her that he wasn't sure. And his mother was doing quite a bit of reassurance, trying to reassure him that it'll be okay. However it works, it'll be okay. If it's meant to be, it's going to be okay. I thought that his mother was delightful in how she went and actually visited with Allie prior to the walk. I thought she was sweet and classy. I thought that Allie's mom kind of felt a little bit, she was nice, but it was almost like she was forced to be, you know, she didn't really seem to feel it. I don't know if she was getting Allie's vibes that it wasn't going to be a yes. I'm just
You better get her sister, Sam. I left that for you.
Oh, yes. And the sister who kept it real. Do not approve at all, but I'm here. I'm wondering if the sister might have known something. I mean, yeah, definitely. The family, the mother didn't seem to be feeling it. As you say, the sister wasn't really feeling it. I think Allie herself, again, it was another situation where she knew she was ready. You can tell with the beginning of her vows where that was really headed. Although I am curious to see what you guys think about this. Now, I don't know if this was production to just build up the suspense or not. It seemed like it took Anton a minute to say yes. Now, I know that could have been editing to build up the excitement, but it seemed like he was, and I wasn't sure. I don't think he was hesitating to say no because he didn't want to say yes. In that moment, I thought, well, I wonder if he's thinking he should say no so that he can get his no out before she can get her no, but then decided against it. That was the only kind of vibe I was getting. But again, that's going to be a tough one to call because I don't know how much of that was editing or how much of that was a real thing. But I guess to wrap it up, the bottom line is that I think that Allie had made it pretty clear she had a lot of concerns and she had made that known to him. And that's not even touching the drinking, the counting bottles and counting the tequila, you know, that's not even touching on all of the concerns that she had around the drinking that she had expressed. So for him to have, if he took everything in its totality of everything, who she is, what she is, habits, Botox, you know, this and that, it's surprising that he would have been as surprised as he was, from my perspective, because I think there was just enough there where she had expressed enough concerns. Because I even remember it seemed like she kind of had checked out until she met his mother. And then it seemed like she felt like, okay, well, I've met his mother. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit differently. But ultimately she would follow what was her gut, I suppose. But yeah, no shock, no surprise. It really went down the way that I thought it would. I believed, I think what I had mentioned to you guys was that I believed he would say yes and that she would say no. I should have bet Trey $100 so I could get me a month's worth of Starbucks.
Funny how all the men are a yes and the ladies are a no, but the ladies were the ones who applied to the show. Okay. Go ahead, Trey. Tell us all wise, Mr. Truck Driver.
First off, I would like to say to Samantha, you were correct. You were correct to say that Anton would say yes.
Yeah.
And Allie would say no. And I also I did add a caveat to why if he would probably say yes.
You did.
The caveat proved to be true.
You're absolutely right.
So I'm going to give some little bit of smoke. Ain't diesel smoke yet. I'm going to say that for Allie and her friends. I'm going to give a little bit of smoke to Anton, you damn fool. Okay? Trucker brother, you're a damn fool and you know it. That's the thing that got me. He knew it because the way he was talking to his friends. And he was running down her qualities and the lack thereof for some, but that's just my personal opinion. He knew this is not conducive to the marriage that I said that I wanted. He knew. But he let her beauty blind him because she was fine. We're going to just keep it real. She was fine. And some men do that. Yeah, she's fine, bro. Like, you know, but even I had to learn at some point. I'm glad I learned it early. You could be fine all you want to. That in no way does that mean that it would lead to a conducive, healthy relationship with someone. It just means that it's easier for you to look at them at night. That's it. That's all what that means.
You can always turn the lights out.
And they can still be ugly because I'm a firm believer you could be fine all you want to, but how you carry yourself and your spirit can make you ugly.
Yes.
Ugly individual. And Allie turned ugly to me in that last episode. This way the smoke come in. What? You know what? Listen. Show me who you...
Come on, Trey. You know you like them birds of a feather.
I would... Yes, I'm about to say it. Judging by who you keep around you tells me exactly who you really are. Period. That's in life with anybody. Male, female, child sometimes. It don't matter. Who you hang with, unfortunately, is who you're going to be judged by. Gentlemen, if all of your homeboys hoes, say you ain't out there slanging, you're a cool dude. But if the rest of your boys hoes, guess what you're going to be labeled as too by association. It is what it is, unfortunately, unless people know you otherwise. Either way, yeah, he hang out with so-and-so. So people are going to address you and look at you as them. Ladies, if your homegirls is out here being elitist assholes, guess how you're going to be viewed as well?
Almost divorced elitist.
What? Man?
Mhm.
How in the world can you be giving her this type of advice and you going down your divorce path too? What? You have disqualified yourself from giving advice ever in your own words.
Mhm.
And you know what the funny thing is? Now I'm gonna give Allie a little bit of credit here, but then she loses the credit. The way she paused, because she almost, yes, to go to Africa is correct. She almost tried to defend him. Almost. But then she folded when her friend kept going. She folded. Like she knew this man was out there hard working, made decent money. He ain't broke. He ain't no super rich dude, but he ain't broke either. He's doing okay for his damn self. And she knows it.
He said he could support her while she went to school.
She know, you know what? I'm gonna put judging by what he do, and I'm gonna be generous with this. I'm gonna be a little generous actually, from where they are located. He's probably banking in between. I'm gonna give it a range, 150 to 170 a year by himself. For
That
what
ain't
he
broken. He ain't got no other responsibilities.
for what he does.
Wow.
Just by, and I'm somewhat gonna keep it on the low end a little bit actually. For I'm adjusting for today's market because it ain't looking great for us out here. But
So
yeah,
you saying he's a 6-figure king?
oh, he been that. That ain't nothing. You know,
Oh,
when
that's
it's
not
regular,
enough.
when it's regular, it's regular. It's you know why it's not enough because it's always a goalpost. Oh, he got to make figures. Yeah, he's been making that, but you see the goalpost is moving now. The goalpost is moving. He's over
He drinks
6
too
foot.
much.
It's got to be something. It's got to be something. If you notice, because even with this drinking thing, I'm still not 100% convinced. Because let's just make an argument. Say he was an alcoholic. Guess what? He's been the most functioning alcoholic I've seen in a long time.
Mhm.
It man is functioning.
Yeah, I think the alcohol was something I think production was pushing.
Yes, absolutely pushing. Because I'm like I told y'all last week, she drank that bottle of tequila. That wasn't him. That man is Russian. He don't drink tequila. It's out of beer or vodka. And it better be 140 proof vodka at that. Real stuff. You know, tequila. Because his first question was, "Didn't you drink that?" That was the first one she asked about the tequila. His first question was, "Didn't you drink it?" And she
Yeah.
immediately was like, "Oh, didn't say nothing else after that." So that's how I knew. I'm like, nah, something. And he brought one case of beer when they first moved in. They've been in that apartment for almost about 4 weeks, almost a month, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, and
Just
that ain't the original case. She don't know how many cases he done bought.
I don't know if there is multiple cases. We still could be talking about the same one case he bought since they first got there.
I don't believe that.
I don't
Trey.
know. I don't know. They never.
I don't believe that, Trey. He said he'd come home and have a couple of beers every day. I don't believe it's just 112 pack.
He
Okay.
said I don't know if it's every day actually. Maybe like 2 or 4 times out the week. You know.
Now we reduce it. He said it's every day. He come home. He want to have a couple of beers. What's wrong with that?
Nothing. This is business.
I had a problem with it. Okay, I had a problem with it, but that's okay.
I get you. But
But I
that's his
think
business.
she was a hard read for me. I was never certain of the love that she had or the love that she didn't have, because I know that when they went to the restaurant to meet with his friends, a woman who had only really been in the picture for 120 days could say, oh yeah, they used to hang out, do this and that. And she was really troubled by that. And I'm thinking, but this is a woman you just met, you're in the bathroom, she's mentioning what she's mentioning, and that affected Allie. And so
Sam, was the
yeah.
hard read because the Botox was in effect?
She had a stiff face.
maybe that was what it was, because
The expressions was hard to read. He had none.
that may have been it. Because I have to tell you, I couldn't. I wanted to believe that she loved him. You know, I wanted to outside of the pods, because I know she liked the whole baby girl, hey baby, hey sweet. I knew she was into that. but then it would be, the bathroom conversation kind of threw her off. Then she seemed like she'd level out, and then there's drinking, and then she wasn't sure. Then the mom came, so she was in a better place with it. Her friends began to say derogatory things. She kind of seemed like she leaned a little bit into it, but then she did defend him and didn't really lean any further into the negative comments. I mean, it was just a very...
He wasn't cleaning up after her mess like her mama. She done told him what she expected. She expected him to be just like her mama and do what she wasn't doing.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. So he ain't the man for her.
Not at all.
And that's okay. I have no problem with folks saying no at the altar. That is the show. That's what we sign up for.
But what's
on precedent?
Was her break? Yes, because you worn me down. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm intellectualizing this too much. I'm sorry. But are we buying her breakdown? Her crying and her? Are we buying that, or are we like? Is that more okay?
I don't buy a daggone thing, because if you're the one saying no, don't be crying all over the carpet. I need you to wipe them tears because you made a grown woman decision.
Her face didn't move. What you mean? Talk about what are we talking about here? Her face nah. Yeah, and honestly, there's a lot more going on with her sister and her vitriol than what was talked about. There's some behind the scenes stuff going on with that family. Number one. And all of a sudden the mom, all of a sudden coming out, oh no, I just don't like it, just ain't right. Let's be honest. You only met that man once, a few times. He never drunk in your presence. So all of this, your concerns came straight from your daughter and her idea of what she saw. Which
a daughter that drinks. A daughter that drinks.
Oh, yeah. Mommy, I drink too. We don't drink in this family. Mommy, I drink too. She was drinking right at the moment she said it.
She said it. Right.
And I ain't coming off of it. She drank that bottle of tequila. I'm telling you. The reason why I had time to go check that refrigerator, because she told him to go check it. That's why he went to the refrigerator.
Right.
What y'all talking about? No.
He had to go count the beers and he had to go check on the tequila.
And she told him to go check. Yeah, the bottle that was in there, where is it? Like, I don't know. He said, hold on, let me go check.
Last time she checked, it was 12 bottles of beer on the wall. 12 bottles of beer.
The last time she checked it was yesterday when she had a drink. He said that she had a drink yesterday. So what did you do with the bottle yesterday? Nah, it was all smoke and mirrors with that whole bottle.
Anyway, he's the one taking out the trash. He should notice if a bottle of tequila is in the trash now, Trey.
Should he? You know what? You don't want to get me started about Listen, I've been going real light on her. You know I've been going real light because I'm trying to be fair.
You're going crystal light on her?
I'm going to smoke diesel. I am sorry. I'm sorry. No, there is no way. Anton, you a damn fool. There's no way you're going to be with this woman and she's living filthy. Let me explain to why you living filthy. This ain't the type of, she can't exclaim that, she's just a messy person. Because you have clean, messy people. They clean up, but they just leave piles of clothes everywhere, blah, blah, blah. No, she said she don't clean at all. That means she don't vacuum her floors. That means she don't wash clothes. She'll do none of that. She'll even make her bed. So let's get me straight. Hopefully you take showers. We're gonna assume that, okay? But you're coming back in your sheets, constantly sleeping in the filth that you slept in the night before. You don't wash sheets. That's what you're telling us. I'm just going off what you're telling us.
If you a nurse and you in that hospital around all that stuff, you better be. My ex-husband was one, and you better derobe and wash all that stuff off before you even hug me. You understand me?
She take her clothes off and leave it in the pile on the floor.
Absolutely.
A floor that she doesn't clean. So I don't care if you try to tell me, boy, she probably wash her clothes and just leave it on, the bed or the floor or whatever. You don't even vacuum your floors. That means you took clean clothes and put it on the dirty floor so it's dirty again. Right. It's filth. It's filth. Okay? That's why I use that word specifically. Filth.
Well, that's one place we do not want Edmund putting his lips on the floor. Okay?
Woo! Jesus.
Please not.
I'm about to say something crazy. I'd rather you eat boogers. That's crazy.
See, it's not flowing the other way. I was going to ask you that, Trey. Would you prefer that, or you prefer The
Yes.
taste of the boogers or the taste of the dirty floor?
I'd rather see you eat boogers than see you leave clothes strung all over the place. Dingy, just what? I'm not coming home to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how about boogers, the dirty floor at Anton and Allie's place, or the Crystal Light chicken?
Oh, I'm kissing the floors all day long. I might even lick the floor. I could do the floor
I
easily.
still rather you. I almost said give me the Crystal Light chicken because I'm not gonna put it in the blender. I'm actually cook my damn chicken and use the Crystal Light.
It's as Jordan has prepared it.
No,
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. First of all, it ain't gonna be no. You're gonna take me the raw materials. And I'm gonna make it a meal out of it. That's just what I do. I'm not doing that mess.
That's
no.
cheap.
Hey, you don't have to go anywhere for the boogers. It's right there.
Oh.
It's gonna be crazy to see, but I'd rather you see that. I'd rather see
y'all in high school. I had a English teacher like that. She would, I think she disassociated. She would stare off into the distance mid-sentence and just be in a trance, and then she would pick and eat. Okay, so when he said that, it took me back to high school to this older teacher. Okay, very, very old lady. I don't know why she didn't retire like before I even came to the school, but she would just gaze off. She'll be mid-sentence and just stop.
Oh.
And just her mouth would start to open and she'd just stop. And just we would all know she stopped. And then she would pick, and then she was like, girls, where were we? Girls, and she would go right back.
Oh my goodness.
So when he said that, it took me back to high school, and I had to go check with my high school friends. Y'all remember that teacher? They're like, oh, girl, no, not today. Not today. Hey, I learned a lot about the English language and reading comprehension from that lady, okay? She was still going when I graduated. So
God.
It's such a child thing to do.
Yes.
Because let's just keep it real. A lot of us and all of our friends, we did it when we was kids.
Kids, yeah.
Once or twice. It's just when you get to about teenager, you're like, all right, we got to stop this. It's kind of a consensus thing that happens, and we kind of police each other with it. So yeah. But I still rather see that than see filth. When I come in an apartment, there's nothing but filth up in here.
But if you hire a cleaner, you won't have to see it.
You know what? I don't know if I could do that for the embarrassment of the cleaner to come in and say, "Whoa, you expect me to clean this?"
But you're no. You have to think of it differently. You are adding to the economy. You're providing a job to someone who needs it. I'm a proponent for cleaners. Okay, I'm a proponent for having a cleaner.
I get what you're saying. But it still doesn't take away from the fact that I now know that you are possibly an unclean person.
Or maybe you don't have the time. I mean, she's a nurse. She's working the overnight shift just like he is.
I get it. But
it's just like people that come walk their pets. They just don't have the time to do it. We're gonna have to talk to you about this.
If you have the money to do so, the disposable funds to do so, you want to hire you a cleaner, you ain't gonna see me argue with it. Go ahead, hire you a cleaner. If I had the money like that,
we need to hire a cleaner, Trey, because I'm working too.
Listen, I'm gonna still say what I said.
But you're making good money as a trucker.
I understand what you're saying. The fact still remains that I know you are a naturally filthy person.
It's not natural. I ain't got the time.
I don't know if I can even touch you now. This
I ain't got the time.
I'm bothered. My skin is itching.
The time I take to tuck, pluck, and do all kinds of stuff to prepare for your arrival from being back on the road. I ain't got time for these clothes and dishes and washing windows and stuff. I ain't got time for that.
That's not. I'm saying.
Trey can't do it. Can't do it.
It's making my skin crawl. I'm like, no.
That is separate the sin from the sinner, Trey. Okay,
Do
just
your
because
mama know
the
you living
sin,
like this?
yes, just because the sin, your mama told her she need to wash the dish, so mama
I don't-
knows. So
I think
separate
mama
the
has an
sin from the
idea.
sinner.
I don't think mama knows the extent of what it is. Because if you
I think
notice, when a mama came over, that was the only time we actually saw the whole apartment. It was clean. And the other time, it was like, no, can't film over here. Can't film over here. Keep camera
right. They
right here.
only filmed them in corners. They filmed them at the couch
Yes,
and really cooking. They didn't film in the
yes, that's
room
it.
or anywhere else.
When the mom came over, that's the cleanest that place looked. And I could tell they, on purpose, clean.
Probably, or
She didn't
just
want
threw
her
it all
mama
in
to
the
see that.
closet.
She didn't want her mama to see that.
I ain't got the time, Trey. I got a job. I'm going to school. I ain't got the time.
So you ain't got time to take a shower either? Don't you try to tell me?
No, we get in the shower. We doing the normal, cleaning up. Hygiene is essential. But other
Oh,
than that, I'm gonna just
so you
throw
can
my
make
clothes.
time.
The dirty clothes basket is
You can make,
overfull.
you can make time for personal hygiene, you say, but for living hygiene is just out the window.
It takes a time to get that mop and that bucket and all that kind of stuff and the vacuum and all this noise because you resting when I would want to vacuum. So we ain't doing it. So while we go
Listen,
for our night shift, the cleaner can come in and handle stuff.
listen, I got you. But still, I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know that you're a filthy person. This will be the end of our journey. And you'd be lucky if I don't do what you say to drag your behind down the aisle. Like, listen, I'm gonna have to say no because the way you live your lifestyle as an unclean person would just not work for me.
I can't be your husband.
Oh, can't be your husband because of that.
See, that is what they want at the altar. They want you to say, because you are unclean, I cannot be your husband.
And we would have been, even though it probably would have been true, we would have been cutting him down. Oh God, how could he say that about her? Oh my God. But it's the truth. And we was catching the context clues the whole season because she told on herself.
Oh,
she almost had a nervous breakdown when she found out. She almost had a nervous breakdown when she found out that Patrick could have possibly came up and saw that apartment. Oh my God, he was here. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That tells me you got some shame in you someplace because you know this shit don't look good. You know this ain't right. You don't want nobody to see it because that's going to mess with your image. Oh, but according to your friends, you're in a different class? Oh, that took me.
Isn't it interesting, okay, that production did not once show her uncleanliness?
Because they knew it. They knew this.
No. Anybody else, they would have shown it. They would have shown at least a pile of clothes or at least dishes in the sink. That's the easiest thing to show. But they decided to edit out all of that stuff.
Do you think that's setting? Do you think that it was kind of like propping her up for? I mean, I know we joke about it, but is there truth about the perfect match of it all? I mean,
probably.
I got that. No, I got the answer for you. We already seen it. You remember a couple seasons ago? You remember what happened? What her name was? Alexis? We went to her house. And what we saw?
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Tim and Alex.
You remember that? You remember what happened?
Yes, I
She
do.
got destroyed. She got destroyed.
And bags of trash.
She was scorched.
She got destroyed.
But y'all, speaking of that, Trey.
Yeah.
We never went to her or Anton's house there in Denver.
Sure did. Okay. Can't go to hers. That's crazy.
We didn't go. Yeah, Rosho was talking about she remembers it too. But we didn't go to their house. We had the bonus clip seeing Allie's friend. But there are quite a few things we really didn't get to see. Pod dates with Anton and Allie. I mean, they're really
house. We didn't see KB's house. There's a lot of people's house we didn't go to.
No,
all we saw was Jordan and Megan and Nick and Annie. Actually, we just saw Nick's house
and Joe.
Yes, and Joe and Madison.
We didn't see Madison's place.
Oh no, we didn't. We didn't see Madison's place. We saw Joe.
Nope.
Yeah, they was skipping on a lot this season.
Yeah, they did. I would appreciate seeing all of that. I'm sure they filmed it. I would like, if anyone would like to share the raw footage, I would appreciate seeing it. Okay. I won't show it to anybody, but I may describe it. Okay.
Yes, Delphine, I might be a germaphobe. Okay, so that to let you know, you come to my house, it would be clean, it would smell amazing, you would want to stay. That's the environment.
What is this? What is the smell amazing? How is the smell curated? Because I have a whole thing about you're a germaphobe. I'm a toxicologist with the smell goods of your house, because some of those smell goods that people use are toxifying our ear. So, okay, we can talk about that offline.
A lot of incense, a lot of candles, a lot of incense in my house.
Well, are we burning actual burning candles, or are we melting wax? I prefer melting wax. Okay.
I got some. Actually, I have
Y'all, I'm acting like I'm actually going to Trey's house, y'all. Okay.
You're always invited. You're always invited. You know, we have a good old time. Brave as else. We're gonna have
hell yeah, because he want to be nosy too. He want to be nosy too. Daggone sure.
Going through. Yeah. So they all nasty, basically. It's crazy. I couldn't do it.
That's Trey's assessment. Y'all, it has been wonderful. I'm going to get y'all final thoughts, because at 8:05 p.m. we covering Math's first 4 episodes. So I want to go and come back to make sure that y'all actually, do come back, in less than an hour right here for Math's 4 episodes. Oh, only me 23. 5 memberships. Thank you so much. And we always say thank you. We always say thank you about around here. And Trey, you're going to have to close your eyes. Okay. Yes. Thank you. That's a little twerk from Mrs. Chewbacca. Thank you. Only me 23. I cannot see on StreamYard who got the gifted memberships, but welcome new members. And if you are new to the memberships, there are lots of member lives, including y'all, there's some sugar babies giving instructions on TikTok that is member exclusive information. And also we go live on a Monday at 8:00 in members, and we talk grown folks business. Okay. So if the kiddies aren't to bed, please make sure you have your headphones in when we talk our grown folks stuff on a Monday night. Okay. The man done stole adult toys at the Walmart was the last member meeting. Okay. Y'all give me your final thoughts, please, on tonight. Sam?
Well, first, just want to say thank you, and Trey and shApp family, for letting me be part of the discussion for this particular season. Really, really appreciate it and enjoyed it so much. I can't believe how you're pulling me out of my shell. This is crazy. So thank you. I've had so much fun, and much love to all of you. My final thoughts on this season, I don't mean to over intellectualize, but they're really, they're divided. I think that this felt so far off from previous shows. People were so dispensable at a finger snap. I'm still smarting over the Edmund thing and how that was dealt with. This didn't feel, the trauma of it all was fun to watch, I suppose, in some respects, but in other respects, this didn't felt, I still got to sit in it and see. I think I'm going to have to get through the reunion to finally know how I really felt about it, because I guess I'll wrap with, sometimes, I go in with these sorts of feelings, and then I see the reunion and it, reveals things that give context. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, I didn't know Edmund had done these things off camera. Maybe that led to why KB was this, or, oh, I didn't realize that was. So it'll be interesting to see. I think I can answer this question a lot better after I see the reunion. But overall, I think I'm just divided on the inconsistency of it all. Some could break up, some couldn't. Some had to go down the aisle, others didn't. So yeah, it was a flip-flop. But you got me, El Cid, you got me. You're right. If the idea of it is the premise, you got to go down the aisle, I'm with you. I relent. Yes. If that is the name of the game, then that's what you got to do. And if you sign up for it, then you have to be aware of what you're signing up for. And you have to take your licks as they come if you've decided to commit yourself to this experiment in the way that you said you would commit to it. So I had a blast with this season, and thank you. Those are my thoughts on that.
Awesome, Sam. Trey?
As always, I appreciate everyone for coming and hanging out with us and allowing us to express our own views and opinions and just coming together as a community to speak on these things. As this season has progressed, it's been cool with me. It's been entertaining. like I said, I don't mind watching the drama. I just don't like it in my personal life. But I don't mind watching other people make a fool of themselves. Hey, that's good TV to me. The only thing that has bothered me this season, this is probably the first season where it's really bothered me, was the whole Edmund and KB situation. Because I saw it for what it was, and I didn't like the way it was going. I was like, this is a bad look. I don't. What are you really trying to tell us? What are you really trying to say? What type of exploitation are you trying to do? That's basically what it was this season. And yet they're trying to cover it and, tell us, oh, no, this is good to eat. But that's the shit. That's what it was. But besides that, entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Reunions coming up. I'm not even sure everyone's going to be at the reunion.
Anna's not there. Blake isn't there. Not that we saw. So,
I didn't know that.
no, Quay. I won't be watching the Cash Money No Limit in 40 minutes. I'll be here again covering maths.
Yeah, I ain't watching that. I ain't trying to see Birdman up there. Say, nah, I ain't trying to see all that. No.
Put some respect on my name.
I ain't trying to see all that. He gonna be playing a whole bunch of everybody else songs, but I don't think he really plays big time of stuff. Just stop it, bro. I ain't trying to.
But no, I'll be back in 40 minutes. I hope some of you will too. We will be back for Married at First Sight US. 4 episodes came in. We have 2 over 50. Okay, we have 2 seniors in our midst, 2 senior couples. I'm here for it. I like the mixture, and I like we got straight to the weddings. But that will be it. Y'all, as I said, I will tomorrow I'm covering Maths UK with Life is Reality, who was in the chat, came in to show some support. I don't know if I'm going to do unsolicited advice tomorrow. I'll see. But Monday night, members, okay, we have our signs, our risque signs. We have our people of Walmart. We have our date or dump, the old dating videos. And we have our own risque unsolicited advice on Monday, okay? I have a couple doozies for y'all. We gonna start pulling at them pearls. And Wednesday night, Tuesday, Cheryl, I'm glad you can say it. Can't wait. Blame Cheryl. Tuesday night, we're gonna cover in Reel It In, our slasher flicks. We're gonna start off with Freddie and Jason. We're gonna talk about those 2 franchises. Wednesday, we're gonna be here live for the reunion of Love is Blind. I'll probably set it up at least 15 minutes early so we could get in and we could talk about it. Married at First Sight, I'm going to be doing a live high five, Married at First Sight, a live in 40 minutes, or you can go to Apple Music and watch the Versus Cash Shmoney. And I'm sorry, Versus No Limit. I had to. But yes, you'll see me at that time. Okay, so I'm going to get prepared for 8 o'clock. I thank Sam. I thank Trey. I thank all of you that came through, those who hit the like and did not. Those who subscribed and did not. I appreciate your involvement here. And, whether you're here with us talking about maths or shaking a tail feather on Versus, I really do appreciate you and hope that you have a good night. See y'all on the next one.